Steve Sarkisian is back for year number 2, leading the Longhorns, who are a disappointing 5-7 last year. Quinn Ewers transferred in from Ohio State to compete for the starting quarterback spot. FPI predicts 9.3 wins for Texas, and let's not forget, one coach thinks they're going to win it all. And things get started early for Texas because Nick Saban and Alabama will be in Austin on September 10th. The Longhorns don't even leave the state of Texas until October 3rd when they visit Oklahoma State, and Texas only leaves Texas 3 times all season, which I find very interesting. All right, Roman, you give us the worst case scenario, and then Steve, you give us the best case for Texas.
All right, well, I'm going to talk about it here. So the floor for me, looking at this schedule, the way it sets up, is going to be 6 wins for Texas, which is not bad compared to what they've done the last few years. 6 wins at the worst. And that is because the defense, everybody's talking about all the great recruits and the transfers that Texas is getting on the offensive side. Well, the defense was the problem. And the defense will continue to be the problem unless they get it fixed. Their tackling last year was horrible in one-on-one situations. They must improve that. And because of that horrible tackling, they allowed over 200 yards in rushing, which only set them at about 114 in the nation, if you think that's good at all. And I know 2 things that always travel on the road. A great run game, which they got that in Bijan Robinson check, but also a great defense. That has to step up if Texas wants to not hit this floor where I have them at.
All right, I'm going to try and be as optimistic as Roman was for Florida with Texas, and I think the ceiling is 10 games for Texas, and everybody's happy in Austin. Now, we mentioned the game, game week 2 against Alabama. That's going to be a serious test. But when you look at what Quinn Ewers has to play with as far as toys on the offense, they got them all. You mentioned Bijan. They got Xavier Worthy, a freshman All-American. They're probably going to have to go through some lumps figuring out the offensive line. But there's a trust I have in Steve Sarkisian where when he has this amount of talent at the skill position, he'll get the job done. I do expect the defense to be better. I expect maybe some more different alignments, get more guys in the box to help against the run. But I could see 10 wins for Texas.
The ceiling isn't the national championship, Steve. What are we talking about here? What? I'm going to give you a stat about a Big 12 school having questionable defense. Texas allowed opponents to score 42% of their drives last season. That ranked 106th out of 130 FBS teams.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.